What do you need for sexual success on Valentine's Day?
Sexual and culinary success.
Oh yes, sexual and culinary success on Valentine's Day? You need what we're making. If you handle the culinary part right, the sexual part will just take care of itself, especially if you're single. I'll be here all week, try the veal. I'm only kidding. What we're saying to you is don't go out for Valentine's Day. Stay home. Anybody can go out for Valentine's Day. Anybody can take money out of their pocket. I have some restaurants. I would love you to come to our restaurants. But I think you want to really show somebody what's in your heart. Paying for it is not necessarily the answer. Making it is. So we're going to show you today a most delicious steak au poivre pepper steak. Wow. That when you have in a restaurant, a steakhouse, it often comes with fries. And we're kind of doing that, but our fries are going to be spicy asparagus fries. So you feel better about eating them than you would regular fries. And you've got the steak, and you've got everything going together. By the way, thank you, Young Max. The fries aren't deep fried. Geez, Chance, what have you contributed in this so far? We're taking care of Valentine's Day. The only thing we're not doing is coming to your place and pushing you lovebirds together, because that'd be creepy and weird. Max suggested that, and I was like, bro, we're not doing that. Pay attention. It's very simple, and away we go. These, ladies and gentlemen, would what be referred to as a melange, a trifecta of peppercorns. I'm using black, white, and the red. If you just had black and red, you could use it. If you had white and green, you could use it. If you just had black, Chance?
You could use it.
Yes, of course you could. You don't have to do this, but it does look prettier. So now what we need to do is make these small, because we're not going to cook them like this on the steak. So what we have to do is bust them up. Couple ways. I'm a fan of a mortar and pestle. So we'll add the peppercorns like this, and we'll break them up. And I don't want them dust. I want there to be sort of reasonable pieces. But they don't want to stay in, do they? And when you're done, here's what you got. Beautiful, huh? I love it. If you didn't have a mortar and pestle, put them in a Ziploc bag, get the air out, and do this. And if you didn't have one of these, you could do this. Put them on the counter.
Get a wine
No, a wine bottle would probably break or something. They're pretty heavy. However you do it, just do it, get them bashed up. Let's season the steaks. First things first, some salt, because that's only pepper. And the salt will look like this, and you can be aggressive because this is a thick little piece of meat. Remember this thing? It's working its way out of my finger. Beautiful. Now we have this, and this is what you want. You want this little beautiful crust here sitting on top. When you're satisfied with your crusting, put them off to the side. Let's deal with our asparagus for now. So you know how we do this. It's a 3-part breading station. It's almost always the same. First step is flour. The second step is eggs. And this will help the crispy part stick. And the crispy, oh boy, could I have dropped more eggshell? Well, that's the thing. Eggshell picks up eggshell. It does. There you go. Thank you. We beat these guys.
Eggshells don't let other eggshells stay in yolk.
That's probably inappropriate or somehow. So get the yolk and the white beaten together nicely, fully incorporated. The flour will season with a little BFF, best friend forever. Mix this together. Here we are, the third piece. You know what we're using? Sriracha panko, because it's got that little extra bite. But it's a little too grainy for me, and I worry that this will fall off the asparagus. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in a processor right here beside me. So this, and more of this. Give this a little whiz. Oh, no, it's on backwards.
That might do it.
Okay, now I'm gonna add 2 things. The first will be some Parmesan cheese, like a decent amount. This is gonna be great. We'll put about 1/4 cup of this in, and I can smell the sriracha coming up from the panko already. Wow. And one last thing, I have about 1/4 cup of crispy bacon pieces that I made earlier, and they go, on goes the lid, and off we go. And when it's where you want it, like this, we'll drop it into our 3rd container. Now we're talking. And I always want more of this than the flour because I want to really make sure to pack the crisp part on whatever it is. And in this case, it's these guys. So here we go. So when you have asparagus like this, and I prefer the bigger guys, I think they cook better in this situation. We just want the tender part. And there's this old adage that says if you just take end and about the middle and snap, it breaks at the point at which this is woody and hard, and this part is delightful and not hard. So if you want them all exactly the same size, you could line them up and cut them, or you could just do this. Remember, woody end about the middle and snap. There you go. They're gonna come out about the same size anyways. Perfect. Snap away. This is ridiculous.
I just got hit with some asparagus shrapnel.
This is not cooking at the same time as maybe a 4-pound tomahawk steak. I'm not using that guy, it's ridiculous.
Get that chode out of here.
That who?
Nothing.
Too much explanation?
Moving on.
Chote? What'd you say?
I said moving on.
I want to know what you said.
I said chode.
What is that? Some stupid gaming kid thing?
Yes.
What is it?
Just use it at home and see what happens.
All right, so here's my landing spot. And this is parchment on a little baking sheet. I'm going to give this a little spray. This is a little bit of water because I do find the flour doesn't stick that well. So I'm just going to give it a tiny little roll in the water, knock off the excess, and now we go. We go into the flour, and I know I repeat myself. Max, what would I say at this point, since you like to call me out for repeating?
Max, play some good music and we'll get through.
No. I have one standard line I always use. The flour makes the egg stick, and the egg makes the crumb stick. I repeat myself because I know there's always new people to the channel. And by the way, if you're new, hit the subscribe button right now. Now into the crumbs. Now's when we can say goodbye to this messy hand. We can do this. Oh, look at the bacon bits. Fantastic. Like, this is an imperfect science, but it's very good. Okay, take this onto your baking sheet and continue. You want to say your line now?
Max, play some good music and we'll see you on the other side.
All right, last one. I'm gonna make it just a little bit of room. In we come, and perfect. All right, I'm gonna clean up my hands, the counter. We'll start cooking our steak. These guys are getting ready to go. Not yet, not yet. And with just barely tiny little wisps of smoke coming off our can, we put some olive oil in. Like this, and our steaks, like this. And that's what you want. You want that sound. So right now we're cooking for crust. Yes, there's peppercorns and color. We're not gonna cook it all the way through in the pan. We'll let the oven help us with that. But for now, give it a couple of minutes aside to get some beautiful color and get this crust going. All right, we're there. So now very carefully, we wanna turn these guys over. I lost a little crust, we're gonna be okay. Give them another minute, and this whole pan is going in the oven at about 275 to finish. Remember these guys? The oven's at 425, and in they go. The steaks will cook to about 130 degrees. Bring them out and let them rest. The asparagus we will cook, I'm gonna say 25 minutes, or until you can put a fork into the thicker end and it goes in nicely, because then they'll be ready. The steaks will rest, the asparagus will finish, everything will come together beautifully at the same time, I hope. Oh, and when the steaks come out, that's when we make the peppercorn sauce in the pan. And there we are, 130 degrees. Take them out, put them off to the side with a little foil on them to let them rest. All right, we're gonna make our sauce in here, but there's still a little extra grease in here that I don't really want, so let me give this a quick wipe, and we're back. Heat goes on, and we're gonna add 4 things. Once the pan is hot, first thing in, 1/4 cup of brandy. And we torch it.
Oh my god! I wasn't expecting that much. Fuck!
It's mostly burned off. We put in 3/4 cup of beef broth. I said to Max, you know I'm gonna torch it, you might wanna move your camera. And I put in the brandy, and I looked at him and he goes, go for it. So I went for it, and you heard his honest reaction. Brandy is torched. Most of it has burned off. The beef broth is here, and now we put about the same of heavy cream, 3/4 cup. We'll give it all of that. We'll bring this up to a rapid boil to help it thicken. Come on, rapid. I said rapid! Is melting an okay thing on your lens?
It's melt proof.
It's melt proof. You can see there's a few of the peppercorns I still left in here, and that's okay. We want that rapidly. I like a little baby hit of Dijon, maybe half a tablespoon, and I like a splash of Worcestershire, maybe a tablespoon. And then we mix. Here's the rapid I was talking about. So just let this do its little thing for a sec. This next move will probably offend someone, but I'm also gonna add a splash of dark soy just to give it a little richer color. That makes me happy. This is probably 5-6 minutes of this until it gets thick enough that you can use it. In the meantime, let's check our asparagus. Look how beautiful they are. They're amazing. Oh yeah. That's ready. That's ready. This is almost ready. It's gonna be great. Just letting this get thicker. Oh, it's getting there. So I think a little, remember these guys? Let's just add another little pinch. There you go, the drag test is getting thicker. Here's what they say. Your sauce is thick enough when it coats the back of the spoon. Almost. Tiny bit more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the sauce is there, the steaks are there, the asparagus fries are there. We're there. So I'm gonna take some sauce. I'm gonna make a nice little landing spot here for my steak. And don't be cheap with it, because you want some in every bite. Tiny bit more of the peppers. Our steak. Look how nice that is. And now, some of these beauties. Wow. It's a forest of asparagus fries. We just gotta do this. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay, one bite of this with some sauce. Pepper. I know Max doesn't like it when I take a second bite. Oh my God. Pepper forward. If you don't like pepper, you're not gonna like this. If you like pepper, but it is not too much at all. Now these guys, effing insane. I've had these before, never with the sriracha panko. And then there's bits of bacon. Good God, man, is this delicious. Here's what I'm thinking. Happy Valentine's Day. But if this can't get you laid, there's other things that work. Maybe you should DM me. I've got some advice in every area that could be your issues. Hit the subscribe button.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
You make fun about me being Dr. Phil. I
Let's
was
do the
Dr. Phil.
impression.
I was Dr. Phil in a video.
Do the impression.
Oh.
If Dr. Phil was ending this video, what would he say?
Dr. Phil would say, if you're watching Sam make the steak au poivre and the spicy asparagus fries and this can't get you laid at home, you call me because there's some things you must be doing wrong. How's that?
Pretty good.
It's not bad. Hey, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Give us a like and make this. And by the way, if you don't have a Valentine, cook for yourself because I'm pretty certain you deserve it. See ya.